You ever stop and think about the story your online activity tells? I mean, every single click, every post, every search you make, it's all building this other version of you, your digital self. So today, we're going to dive into what that really means, from the permanent trail we all leave behind to the unwritten rules of our online world.
Let's kick things off with a really powerful thought from Stephen Hawking. He basically said that computer viruses are a form of life we created in our own image. It's a pretty wild idea, right? Kind of unsettling, but it makes you wonder, in this digital universe we've built, what parts of ourselves are we actually reflecting?
And that's really the big question here, isn't it? If this digital world is like a mirror, what's it showing about you, personally? What is your digital self really saying to the world?
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. The foundation of your digital self is something you're building every single day, and you probably don't even realize you're doing it. It's called your digital footprint.
Think of it like this. You're leaving a trail of digital breadcrumbs everywhere you go online. From the articles you read, the videos you watch, to even the location data your phone sends out when you just check the weather. It all adds up.
Now, it's not all the same though. Some of these footprints are active. That's the stuff you deliberately share, like posting a photo or writing a comment. But then you've got the passive ones, the invisible data you're leaving behind without a second thought, like your device's unique IP address or your browsing history.
And here's the kicker. Even if you delete that post or clear your history, that data can still exist on a server somewhere out there. On the internet, forever is a very, very real thing.
So when you think about it, all these footprints from billions of people combine to create this massive, sprawling digital space. And that makes it a society. And like any society, it needs some rules for its citizens to follow.
You've probably heard the word netizen. It's a mashup of internet and citizen, but it's way more than just a clever name. Being a responsible netizen means you're actively trying to make the internet a safe, ethical, and lawful space for everyone else. So, this whole idea of net etiquette really just comes down to three basic things. First, be ethical. Give credit where credit is due. Second, be respectful. Just remember there's a real human being on the other side of that screen. And third, be responsible. Don't get sucked in by trolls, and definitely don't be one yourself. And look, this is so incredibly important to remember. What happens online doesn't just stay online. Cyberbullying, for example, has devastating real-world consequences for people. And because of our digital footprints, our actions can always be traced back to us.
Okay, so this brings up a massive question about life online. Ownership. In a world where anything can be copied and shared with a single click, how in the world do we protect our personal data and our own creative ideas? Well, there are three main ways ideas get protected. Think of it like this. If you write a song or snap a great photo, copyright protects it the second you create it. It's automatic. If you invent some new gadget, you'd have to apply for a patent. And if you come up with a cool logo for your brand, you'd register it as a trademark.
Now, the flip side of all this is plagiarism. Let's be real, it's basically intellectual theft. It's when you use someone else's work or ideas and don't give them credit. And even if something is totally free to access online, trying to pass it off as your own is a huge no-no.
All right, now let's talk about the not-so-fun stuff. The digital world isn't all sunshine and memes, of course. There are real dangers out there, and it's absolutely crucial that you know how to spot them.
So one of the biggest threats you'll run into is called phishing. This is where criminals make fake emails or websites that look totally legit, like they're from your bank or a store you use, to trick you into giving up your passwords or credit card numbers. They're literally phishing for your data. So just imagine this classic scenario. You get an urgent email. It says it's from your bank, the logo looks right, and it's telling you to click a link right now to reset your password. Would you be able to tell if it's a fake? Scammers are pros at creating panic. The golden rule is to never ever click links directly from unexpected emails like that.
Now, here's something interesting. Not all hacking is illegal. The real difference is the intent. White hat hackers are actually the good guys. Companies hire them to find security holes so they can be fixed. Black hat hackers, on the other hand, are the criminals. They're the ones breaking in to steal your stuff.
So, with all that in mind, how do you actually keep yourself safe out there? Let's wrap this up with your own personal digital survival kit.
These 5 things are your absolute first line of defense. And seriously, they're all critical. Using the same weak password for everything, that's like leaving the key to your entire life under the welcome mat. And keeping your software updated, that patches up the little holes that hackers love to sneak through. These are simple habits that make a massive difference.
And you know, protecting your digital self isn't just about data. It's about protecting your physical self too. All those hours hunched over a screen, yeah, they take a real toll. That's where ergonomics comes in. It's basically the science of setting up your desk and your chair so you don't end up with back pain or wrist strain from all your time online. So, it all comes back to where we started. In this digital world, your footprint isn't just a trail of data. It's becoming a permanent record. It's your legacy. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what kind of story will yours tell?